Hey, true believers. Today on our YouTube channel, we are going over Wolverine 28. And this book was fan-frickin-tastic. This was from August of 1990. The people working on the book are Joe Duffy, writer, Barry Kinston, penciler, Keith Williams, inker, Jim Novak, letterer, Neil Yomtov doing the colors. Here's everyone else working on the book, and Wolverine was created by Lynn Wayne. Now, this is called The Stranger. Now, as cool as this comic book was, the one thing that I'm going to say that I'm getting tired of, and it's a reoccurring trope, is memory loss. So from what I understand, it's been a long time since I read part 1, and I got to pull that out of storage. But Wolverine gets splashed with chemicals or something like that, and he runs out into the waterfront, and he washes up here on the shores of Rumica, I believe this place is called. And he says, I don't know who I am. The Lazarus part, the arc of the story, it makes sense, but memory loss, oh, come on! But it's supposed to be like a stranger in a strange land. And that's kind of what happens is, as he comes out of the water, as these pages now stick together, oh my God, it doesn't let me want to turn the pages. And it turns to an ad, ladies and gentlemen. He comes across these men that are fishermen. And they're just saying, who are you, stranger? And I like how Wolverine's like, this smells familiar. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I can smell the fear of the few, the wariness. They stand like fighters. I can almost read their minds, trying to decide whether they want to attack me or not. Now, before the tension can break in this confrontation, this man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. His line here gets attacked by a shark, which I never known sharks to really come up on shore. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, but the only time I've ever known that was from Jaws. So if I'm wrong, let me know. But his hands get stuck in the fishing nets, and everyone's like, hurry up, we got to save him. Wait, his name's right here. Jian. Jian's his name. We're going to skip past the ad since I know it's on the other page now. And look at the use of color here. All the fishermen crowding around their fellow man, trying to hold his arm steady enough to cut the rope. And I like how the one that's in trouble is bright red while the rest of them have, the normal flesh tone. That's just a really cool way of utilizing a color palette in a comic book. But Wolverine, even though here he doesn't have his memory, he just jumps in and he goes, let me save him. For an instant, there's the ghost of a thought. As if saving someone is my business. Then the feeling's gone. And you're thinking, oh, he's going to use his adamantium. I know there must be a faster way of helping him, something else I can do. I can't remember. And I love the paneling, how it shows where his claws are always supposed to come out. And they actually do, but he doesn't know what he did. He just goes, what happened to my mind? So just in that moment, just like how when your X gene manifests, he just, and he didn't know what it was about. So he's welcomed into this village of Rumica. And they're like, you're welcome to stay here. You saved my family. Maybe you even may become one of us. And here we kind of see how the kids start to look up to him. I don't know who I am. It doesn't matter. I'm content to stay in Rumica. This is a good place. A place that gathers in mighty hunters. And he's talking about how the youngest look up to him as they kind of see him as an elder hunter. He's like, I'm beginning to think that day that he's talking about himself is better off gone. But in the night, almost a memory, a purpose, a memory. So even though he's wanting to live a life of peace now because he doesn't remember his past, it comes back to haunt him as you see these soldiers overlooking Rumica. And there's a reason for this. And then what I like here is how Logan says, by night, Rumica still is a place of hunters. The people here have been good to me. I always pay my debts. As you see that he left a boar for them to eat in the morning. And he says, maybe I just like to kill. So even like I said, the memory thing is obnoxious. The writing is fan-freaking-tastic. The pacing, the beats of Logan trying to fit into this new society, even though he has that killer instinct. And then what got me really excited is I turned the page and I went, why is this character familiar? And this is Shen, Karma. She's working for her uncle. She goes, but there's terrible rumors that have been coming to my ears. It's whispered that the item, which is called the Master Form, there are those who will stop at nothing to possess it. They care not about the cost of innocent lives. I cannot waste time considering what my uncle would wish or consulting him. If my belief in myself as a hero has anything, has any meaning, I must act now. In which it's good timing that she does, because as I was talking about the soldiers, there's a reason for them, and there's a reason for this god-awful slaughter that happens. And it is heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, and really hard to read. But there's some social satire underneath it, which is organic to the story. It doesn't feel preachy, it feels organic to what's happening here, especially as we see Wolverine essentially kind of become the Lazarus. And then, of course, what makes it even better is how Shen comes in and uses her mental manipulation powers to try to stop the soldiers. But as you get to the end, there's heartbreak, there's betrayal, and just it kind of ends on a bittersweet note, but it definitely sets you up to want to dive into the next issue. This was excellent, guys. The artwork was on point. Yes, the memory loss trope is obnoxious because in modern years for me, it just seems like every book I pick up, there's some sort of memory loss or loss of self. It could be a great story point like it was here where Wolverine's trying to live a different life, but his killer instinct keeps coming back to haunt him. But a lot of the times it just seems like more modern writers, that's lost on them. And I'm not bashing them, it's just they should really go back and refine their craft. So with that said, if you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up the entire run of the Lazarus Project. If you have enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little Logan bell next to subscribe, that way we can continue to upload content. You guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.